Dating is fun. Dating is hard. Whatever you might believe or hear, one thing is certain. Dating is a journey, and through it, we grow in unexpected ways. It's not just about finding the one, it's about discovering who we are, what we value, and what we need in a relationship. Now, not many people realize this, but dating in your 20s can be one of the most transformative experiences of your life. These are the years where you begin shaping your identity, not just in the world of work or friendships, but in love too. You're figuring out what you want, who you want to be with, and most importantly, who you are. But why is dating in your 20s so unique? According to relationship experts, romantic relationships in our early years evolve in phases. Think back to adolescence. Many of us started with short, shallow connections, often within our friend groups, and those connections grew deeper over time. Now, in your 20s, dating has left the confines of school and friend circles, expanding into something bigger, more personal, and sometimes more challenging. Dating in your 20s can feel like walking through a maze. On one hand, it's thrilling. You're meeting new people, exploring relationships, and feeling the excitement of love. But on the other hand, it can be confusing. You're not just figuring out who you are as an adult. You're also trying to figure out what you need in a partner, all while juggling the pressures and uncertainties of young adulthood. So, why does it seem like dating is so hard during this phase? Or maybe the question that's lingering in your mind is, how can I date in my 20s without all the stress? Well, let's dive into these questions together. 1. The reality of dating in your 20s. Dating in your 20s is like a roller coaster. It's full of excitement. But there are also some sharp turns you didn't see coming. A lot of people think dating should be easier in your 20s, but the reality is more complex. There are several reasons why this decade can feel both liberating and daunting when it comes to relationships. First off, you're still figuring out your identity. These years are all about self-discovery. You're exploring different career paths, building new social circles, and developing your personal interests. But here's the tricky part. As you evolve, so do your desires and priorities. One day, you might think you've found the perfect partner, only to realize later that as you grow, what you want in a relationship has changed. And that's perfectly normal. Imagine you're dating someone and things are going well, but suddenly your career takes off, or you move to a new city, and your priorities shift. What you wanted at 23 might not be what you want at 27, and that can make it hard to maintain a stable relationship during these formative years. 2. The pressure of timelines. As you approach your late 20s, there's often this growing pressure, either from yourself, your family, or society, to figure things out. Maybe you've started hearing questions like, when are you going to settle down? Or are you thinking about marriage? This pressure can make dating feel more stressful because, suddenly, the stakes seem higher. In your early 20s, dating might have been about having fun, but by your late 20s, you might feel the weight of societal expectations creeping in. Questions about long-term commitment, marriage, and even starting a family might begin to surface. This pressure can lead you to rush into relationships, or even stay in ones that aren't right, simply because it feels like time is running out. But here's the thing. There's no rush. Your 20s are meant to be a time of exploration, and there's no set timeline for finding love. The pressure to settle down can make dating feel like a race. But the truth is, finding the right partner is more about timing and alignment than anything else. 3. The impact of modern dating culture. Another major factor that affects dating in your 20s is the rise of dating apps and social media. These tools have transformed the dating landscape. On one hand, dating apps offer you access to a larger pool of potential partners, making it easier to meet new people. But on the other hand, they can also lead to superficial connections and a sense of overwhelm. With so many options at your fingertips, it's easy to swipe from one person to the next, never really giving a relationship a chance to develop. The sheer abundance of choice can create a paradox. It becomes harder to commit because you're always wondering if there's someone better just a swipe away. Plus, social media can add another layer of complexity. From perfectly curated couple photos to relationship goals posts, it's easy to feel like your dating life doesn't measure up. But remember, Social media often shows a highlight reel, not the whole story. It's important not to compare your journey to someone else's carefully filtered portrayal. 4. The excitement and opportunities of dating in your 20s. Despite the challenges, dating in your 20s is also filled with excitement and discovery. This is a time when you're learning about yourself, what you value, and what you want in a partner. You're exploring different relationship dynamics and figuring out what works for you. And that's something to embrace. Casual dating is more common in this phase, and that's okay. Not everyone is looking for a long-term commitment right away. In fact, many people use this time to meet different types of people and experience various relationships without the pressure to settle down immediately. But amidst all the fun, dating in your 20s is also about balancing self-discovery with relationship goals. You're not just figuring out what you want in a partner, you're also figuring out who you want to be, and those two things often go hand in hand. 5. The practical tips for dating in your 20s. So, how can you navigate dating in your 20s with more confidence and clarity? Prioritize your emotional well-being. It's easy to get caught up in trying to make a relationship work, but never at the expense of your own mental and emotional health. Be with someone who respects your boundaries and values you as an individual. Focus on meaningful connections over quantity. It's tempting to swipe endlessly or date casually, but building meaningful, quality connections will make your dating life more fulfilling. Take the time to get to know someone deeply before moving on to the next. Communicate openly and honestly from the start. Whether you're looking for something casual or a long-term commitment, be upfront about your intentions. Clear communication will prevent misunderstandings and ensure you're both on the same page. Don't rush the process. It's easy to feel pressured by societal timelines, but love doesn't have an expiration date. Take your time, and remember that each relationship is a learning experience. Dating in your 20s is a journey, one filled with excitement, self-discovery, and growth. It's not just about finding the right person. It's about enjoying the process, learning from your experiences, and growing into the best version of yourself. So instead of stressing over every date or relationship, try to embrace the ride. Have fun, take risks, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. After all, the most important relationship you'll ever have is with yourself. So, as you navigate the dating world, keep your happiness and well-being at the forefront. Now go out there, enjoy the ride, and see where this exciting chapter takes you.